Hi, I'm Joe Beretta.
And I'm Lee Newton.
This is the new Movie Thing Show, and this week we watched...
Drive.
Yeah.
You give me a time and a place, I give you a 5-minute window. Anything happens in that 5 minutes and I'm yours, no matter what. I don't sit in while you're running it down. I don't carry a gun. I drive.
So this is the movie club part of the new Movie Thing Show that we do, and it's where we take movies from Netflix or wherever else online, we watch them, we review them, and you do that right along with us. And you say fun things like this.
Drive.
Drive is surprisingly a very cool film.
It was just this little art house drama that no one even thought would get a major release.
Because Drive isn't about cars, it's just about a guy who happens to drive. I mean, when you think about it, that's what almost every movie's about.
Directed by Nicolas Winding Refn, same guy that directed Bronson.
Oh, Bronson is so good.
The ever so beautiful, sexy, talented, handsome Ryan Gosling is a stunt driver and is also a driver for bad dudes at night, and also gets mixed up in a lot of dangerous activities.
And then he falls for hottie Carey Mulligan, and then it was like hammer, boom, and then it was like foot and face, crack.
Yeah,
bunch
absolutely.
of violence. It's like
There's a
45
lot of
minutes
violence.
of no violence.
There's
and then
a little
violence.
bit of driving.
Yeah.
There's a ton of stoic silences.
I think one of the biggest complaints about this movie is going to be that Ryan Gosling didn't really say anything.
I mean, in like the first 20 minutes, half hour, Ryan Gosling says like 5 lines.
I understand the long takes of him not talking serve as a purpose to develop the character more.
And it makes the character look very sort of simple and quiet and shy.
Would you like to go out to lunch?
With this protagonist who he's just a zombie, just like slow walking from scene to scene without any emotion whatsoever.
He doesn't talk a lot, but I guess he doesn't really need to because all the ladies are just gonna swoon over him anyway.
Ryan Gosling! Ryan Gosling!
That man is too gorgeous.
See, I've heard people complain that he doesn't say anything in this movie, but honestly, I don't think he needs to, because he's got that smolder. You know what I'm talking about.
And I think that part of the reason why it was so good is because you wanted there to be dialogue. I think that in itself is so powerful when you want them to say something, when you're thinking, oh, he's probably thinking this, or he's probably saying this in his head, etc., etc. But there's powerful moments between him and Carey Mulligan where I knew if I were in that situation with Ryan Gosling, I would have been talking his freaking brains off.
Why are you staring at me?
I would have been like,
say
hey,
something.
oh my god, so you're a stunt driver, that's so crazy, that's so cool.
There's this scorpion on your
Oh my
jacket.
god,
Can you
so
tell me about it?
you have great cheekbones, has anyone ever told you that? That's so weird. But instead, they're just having a sexual, palpable tension between the two of them in silence. Personally, I really, really liked it, actually. People got frustrated with the fact that there was so much silence and, you know, it felt slow-moving to some people. It didn't feel slow-moving to me at all.
No, it created a mood. It
yes,
created there was
exactly.
tension throughout the whole movie, and it was like the first half was building up to something big, and then it finally did. It was absolutely no violence for, I think, 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Zero
boom.
violence.
Once the action hits in, it's boom, it's huge.
Some of the scenes are surprisingly graphic.
I'll be right back. I just gotta stop this guy from stalling.
It's just like, oh no, it's all bloody and stuff.
It's not like, so full of action that it's like, oh, whoa, crazy. It's just cool.
And from there on out, it's just hyper violence, and it's unexpected.
Well, and there's highs and lows between that violence, which is so good, because if it was one note all the way through, you'd been like, blah, blah, super exhausted, but there is this super highs and lows, and that's, I think, what creates the tension that's within the movie.
Another thing I want to note, the soundtrack I thought was incredible.
80s music, which I am like ultimately digging right now.
It kept the movie interesting and it just put it over the top.
So one thing that I really liked in it was the music, and when we were all talking about it in the room, Elliot Morgan, I know him, he's so handsome. He made a really good point in the sense that the director used music for the emotional scenes and not as a crutch during the action scenes. And there was a lot of really cool action.
That was silent.
That was super silent, except for, car noises.
Sound effects.
When you watch certain other movies, like we've all seen it, like, I don't know.
Well, for Fast and the Furious.
Thank you, Fast and the Furious. Like, when you watch those, it's always taking the left turn.
Oh, now I'm shooting the guy. This one was just like...
And the edge in his face and the intensity in his beautiful husky baby blue eyes.
Talk about Bryan Cranston.
Okay, Bryan friggin' Malcolm in the Middle Dad Cranston.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really killer, and especially in the sense that you look at the main character, which is the driver or kid or him, and he is someone without a past, and we don't know his past, and we don't know where he came from. You just have this solitary, super Clint Eastwood kind of dude, and the only past that you do know is the past of Shannon, which is portrayed by Bryan Cranston. And in that past, there is a weird patriarch kind of a thing with him. There's a weird father-like quality because he talks about how he picked Bryan Gosling.
Father
Yeah,
that keeps
dumbass
messing
father.
up.
Yeah, that keeps him. He talks about how he exploited the driver and how he,
Very
took it
good.
on. Very excellent.
All that being said, Bryan Cranston was one of our, I think, both of our favorite parts of the film, which is interesting to say because a lot of people think Albert Brooks, who was also amazing in this, got an Oscar snub, and she's like, no, should have went to Cranston.
Yeah.
Cranston did great in this.
Other good characters were Shannon, who was played by Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston is awesome. He is excellent in Breaking Bad.
Which is awesome to see Mr. White doing something other than cook meth.
People commented on his scorpion jacket, his sexy, sexy white scorpion jacket that he wouldn't take off, much like an 8-year-old boy with his He-Man
I'm gonna wear this
t-shirt.
all the time. It's got
It's
scorpion
mine.
on it. It's my favorite
It's
jacket.
badass.
I'm gonna take. You got 5 minutes. You
It's
got 5
mine.
minutes. What happens before that and after that is
I'm
mine.
a stunt
That's 5 minutes.
driver.
But I'm wearing my jacket.
My jacket's mine.
My scorpion jacket.
That jacket he wears looks really dumb if I wear it or if anyone else wears it.
But this movie really makes me consider buying one.
Okay, so final thoughts. It's awesome. There's nothing I can say that is wrong with the movie. A lot of people talk about the pacing and the staring and all that stuff, but it's a visual masterpiece. The characterizations in it are great. Again, I don't think it's the best movie ever, which is why I give it a 9 out of 10 as opposed to a 12 out of 10 like everybody else. But it's enjoyable, and I'll probably watch it a lot.
Yeah, I would watch it again multiple times. I think it's incredible too. I mean, I would give it a 9 out of 10 as well because I don't actually ever give anything a 10. I really thought it was incredible. I would watch it again and again. I thought every performance was really, really solid on every level. I thought it was a beautiful film, and I thought people got, angry because it was violent, but so was the friggin' news.
P.S. Carey Mulligan is really hot.
This is going to be a love-hate film. People are going to sit down and get bored quite quickly. Others, like me, are going to get engrossed and just stare at the screen.
This movie is a mixture between No Country for Old Men with like a hint of Fast and the Furious and Transporter.
Best freaking movie ever!
I've never been more disappointed in a film. Oh, except Blade Runner and Alien. Those aren't good films.
Other than that, I really don't have anything much else to say about this movie. Except by the fact that I'm really disappointed.
I think it's just one of those movies that you'll enjoy a lot more the second time you watch it.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna rewatch the movie and see if, maybe if I get a different impression. All right, so I just finished the movie. I gotta change my tune, man. I loved it this time.
I didn't think it was overtly fantastic, but it's definitely a lot better than a lot of other crime films we get today.
Overall, this movie's great. See it. Ryan Gosling's a boss.
Just know, if you think it's boring, you're wrong.
So that's it for this week's episode. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for sending in your reviews. That's what makes it so awesome and so much fun. Next week, we're watching, so be sure to send in your reviews. That way we can all watch stuff on the New Movie Thing show. And I'm Lee Newton.
Joe Beretta.
You're missing so much. Like you're...